Welcome to the course on social responsibility. This is one of the last courses of this interesting program online, which is looking at how to build sustainable peace. Today we are facing big challenges, and one of these actually is we are still facing the challenge of the current financial crisis and its implication on the living condition of millions of people. Such dramatic crisis has been declared also by the UN as one of the worst financial and economic crises since the Great Depression. Why so? Because the crisis has affected all sectors, countries, and it has contributed to create systemic fragilities and imbalances affecting the global economy. Inadequate macroeconomic policy and structural reforms led to a relaxed business environment, which entrusted self-regulation mechanisms, weak monitoring system, which promoted superficial and inappropriate transparency and accountability procedure in both the business and governmental sectors. Now, what to do to address this situation? The first call was for a more proactive and effective government to ensure a better balance between the market and public interest. Unfortunately, bailout emergency operation took place in favor to just few selected corporations, often motivated more by political reasons than social ones. Obviously, such approach raised more mistrust on the capacity and legitimacy of the government in addressing the crisis, and it provoked a general discontent, which, however, pushed policymakers as well as business leaders to look for alternative economic and financial models which are more respectful of the common good and the environment. However, the immediate reaction among businesses was to intensify CSR initiatives and show the application of three bottom-line approaches in sophisticated sustainability reports to convince clients, customers that the business is conscious of its impact on the environment and the local community. Furthermore, businesses started to re-evaluate the relevance of innovation in designing and eventually producing more eco-friendly goods and services, complying with international standards and codes of conduct while respecting and advocating for human rights. But how shall we make sure that such approach is not just a temporary reaction to the current crisis, but instead a sustainable, persistent strategy which will help on the long term to promote more socially and environmentally responsible behavior? As Jeffrey Sachs puts it, the world's current ecological, demographic, and economic trajectories is unsustainable, meaning that if we can continue, and we do continue with business as usual, we will hit social and ecological crisis with calamitous results. Now, in line with this consideration, this current course will introduce the concept of social responsibility from a wider perspective, taking as a reference the definition elaborated by the ISO guidelines to 26000 and analyzing through concrete business cases and examples its application in different contexts and scenarios. The course is going to be divided in 6 sections, starting on the 12th of August. The first section will review and introduce the concept of social responsibility, its definitions and principle. The second session will look more at reviewing the historical evolution of the concept of social responsibility and also putting emphasis on the complexity of allocating responsibility across governance. The third section will help to identify stakeholders and engage stakeholders in different complex scenarios, while the 4th, 5th, and 6th session will look and review in depth at the role and responsibility of the different actors in society in promoting social responsibility.